Hi, let's take a look at simplifying fractions. The goals of this video will be to simplify fractions and also to verify simplified fractions on the graphing calculator. All the following fractions are equal or equivalent to 1/4. 1/4, 2/8, 3/12, and so on. You can see the pattern. Let's take a look at it geometrically. There's of course 1/4, 2/8, looks like 5/20. And notice how in each case the shaded region is equal. We say 1/4 is in simplest form since the numerator and denominator do not have any common factors. When giving an answer in fraction form, it is standard to always give the fraction in simplified form. We will discuss two ways to simplify fractions by hand. Number one, and my preferred method, is the prime factorization method. We factor the numerator and denominator into primes and then simplify out the common factors. Or if you're really good at your multiplication tables, you can probably use a divisibility method, and in that method you just divide the numerator and denominator by the common factors until there are no longer any common factors. Let's take a look at how this works. Let's say we want to simplify 18/24. Well, first thing we would do using the prime factor method is to make a factor tree for 18 and 24. Remember that a factor tree, you break it down into two numbers that multiply together to give you 18. 2 times 9, 2 is prime, so I'll circle it. 9 would be 3 times 3, and those are both prime. So we break down 18 into its primes, 2 times 3 times 3. Now we do the same for 24. Again, it doesn't matter how we start. I could start by multiplying 2 times 12 or 4 times 6. 2 is prime. 12 breaks down into 2 times 6. 2 is prime. And of course 6 is 2 times 3. So the prime factors of 24 would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And I always like to write these in order from least to greatest, just so to make the simplifying easier. Now we have common factors. We have a 2 in the numerator, 2 in the denominator. That simplifies to 1. 3/3, that simplifies to 1. And whatever's left is our fraction in simplified form. On the numerator we have 3. And our denominator is 2 times 2, which is 4. Pretty straightforward. If you use a divisibility method, basically what you do is you ask yourself, what is some number that you can divide evenly into 18 and 24? And of course you could start by dividing both the top and the bottom by 2. But the problem with this is it does not simplify in one step. Now you have 9/12, and you've got to think of something else, and they both are divisible by 3. Now if you know your multiplication tables well enough to know that right away you could have divided both the top and the bottom by 6, you could have simplified this to 3/4. Let's go to the graphing calculator, and I'll show you how you can verify these answers. If we go to the original fraction and type in 18 divided by 24, this will convert the fraction to a decimal. To convert the decimal back to a fraction, we just have to hit Math, and the fraction command is already selected. So we hit Enter, Enter, and that will verify our answer. Let's take a look at another one. Now this one looks like it might be a little more challenging, and this is why I like the prime factors method. I'm going to make a factor tree for 84 and also for 96. For the sake of time, I've already done it. 84 works out to 2 times 2 times 3 times 7, and 96 breaks down into 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Now we can easily simplify this looking for common factors between the numerator and denominator. Looks like we have 2 2's. That would all simplify to 1. We also have a 3 and a 3. That looks like we have everything. And that's what's nice about this method, is you can really see that you have simplified the fraction all the way. Our numerator is 7. Our denominator would be 8. Again, using the divisibility method, you really have to know your multiplication tables well. And if you can look at both of these and say, oh, I know they're both divisible by 12, it would be faster, and the result, of course, would be the same. Going back to the graphing calculator for a moment, I'll type in 84 divided by 96, hit enter. That gives me the decimal. Now if I hit math, enter, enter, that verifies my answer as 7/8. Now I like the prime factor method again because when we introduce variables into fractions, it's just as easy. So for example, on this problem, I know that 25 is 5 times 5. I know that x to the second power means x times x, and I know y to the third means y times y times y. Looking at the denominator, 55 would be 5 times 11. X to the third, of course, is x times x times x, and then we have a factor of y as well. We can simplify variables the same way. 5 over 5 simplifies to 1, x over x, x over x. We also have a y over y. The remaining factors represents our simplified fraction. So in the numerator we have 5y squared, and in the denominator we have 11x. I hope that helps you to simplify fractions. Thank you and have a good day.